Welcome, everybody, to class number 2 of the time management class for Equity Real Estate Getting Up to Speed training. I'm all excited to have you here. It was a great class last week. I've posted it online on YouTube and sent most of you, I think everybody got the link. So I hope that you got it. You can review it. I'll do the same with this class. I was going to email it out to everybody, but it was too big for an email, so I had to um, upload it to YouTube. So that's what we'll be doing on all of these. Again, for all of you, this is a very interactive class. You can ask a question at any time. In fact, it actually is better when you ask questions and I answer them, as opposed to me just uh, talking myself. I get a little tired of hearing myself talk, so love to hear you guys talk and ask any questions. And again, throughout the week, you can always email me. If you have any other questions, you can email me at Ron, B-R-O-N-B, at equity-usa.com. That's my email. You can call me at 760-277-7785. So let's go ahead and get started. We're 2 minutes into the process, and let's start with a review of what we did last week. I heard from a number of you that you had done some of your vision boards. I was talking with David, and he was working on his, and he definitely saw the value and importance of it. I've asked in my email earlier today. I said, hey, if you don't mind me sharing it, send it to me. So I do have one or two. I'm going to send. Oops, wrong screen. Let's go over here to this one. It's sideways, but this was one of our agents. He sent me his. He has a number of images and things up on his board. Says he might add some more things to it as he goes along, but he's happy with it right now. So thank you on that one. And one other person sent me one. Let me see if I can get it here. Oh, there it was, right in there. One of our agents sent me this one that she had put together. And she specifically said that she has this as her screensaver on her phone. So she sees it all the time. And it has been something that has given her a renewed focus and energy to getting her work done. So thank you for sharing these things. I really appreciate it. As the rest of you get your vision boards done, and I can't urge you enough to please do them. If you'd like to share them, email them to me so I can share them with you. If you don't want to share it, it's more of a personal nature. That's fine. But would you let me know just with an email or a text or something that you did do it? I kind of keep track on record keeping here, kind of the results of everybody going through the class. And I like to keep track of who actually did the vision boards and the other things that we're going to be going through here. What I found, and I'll just telling you right up front, those that did the vision board, in the long run, I've done this for a few years now, these classes, the ones who do the vision board always seem to be the ones that have a little bit more production and a little more success. They all seem to stay in the business. Those that don't do the vision board, eventually left. Some soon after the classes, some a little longer. But it started with just doing the vision board and having that up there. I don't know why. I just know that it works. So we're gonna move on now. Class number 2. Oh, any questions from anybody about the vision boards? Did anybody have any thoughts or feelings while they were doing it that came to them that were inspirational that they might want to share? And everybody is unmuted, so go ahead. Time is yours. Share your thoughts. I'm sure somebody had a thought. Let's have someone share a thought. Well, you're also chatty tonight. Anybody have any thoughts since they put it together and have looked at it? What has it done for you? Um,
Hey Ron, this is Eric.
Hi, Eric.
So I enjoyed looking up some quotes just to help get me motivated. And so like my favorite one was the one from Albert Einstein about life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Just kind of shows us that we have to just keep things in motion because if we sit still and get lazy, then we can let things fall on the wayside.
That's a great quote, and I like that one, and I like a few others kind of like that. But I always had someone say life is like at times it's like climbing a ladder. You're and there's really no stopping on it. You're either going up or you're going down. There's no just stopping and resting. Um, you know, like riding the bike, you always got to keep moving to keep the balance. There's no stopping. You're stopping, you don't have balance. We always need to be going forward. That's a great one. Thank you, Eric. Um, Anybody else have anything they want to share that they a thought that came to them through this process? Margot said it helped me prioritize my goals. Great, great. And that is really the purpose of it. It's to get you focused. Remember, we started it by seeing Simone Biles doing her vault, and we followed where her eyes and therefore her head, and consequently her whole body followed where she was looking. Um, it's just a law of nature. It just works. So fantastic. I'm grateful for sharing your thoughts with me. Okay, great. We're going to move on to time management. And it's important to keep in thinking. We did the visioning first because getting that priority is what's really going to matter on time management. So let's move along to that. And I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to go to the webcam. And there you are. You can see me. There I am in all my glory talking to you. And we're going to get rid of this for a minute on the screen there. But thanks for being here. And why is it showing you that? You're supposed to be seeing. Turn off the screen. There we go. Why is the webcam not showing you the webcam? Are you seeing the webcam?
Yep.
Okay, great. Hi there. Time management. It is so important. I can't stress enough how important time management is. You've all heard the saying, if you have something that needs to get done, find a busy man to do it. Not trying to single out men versus women. Find a busy person to do it. Now, when you think about that, isn't that kind of counterintuitive? I desperately need something to get done, and yet I'm finding a busy person to do it, not finding someone who has time available. Well, life has taught us, and it hasn't taught you yet, it certainly has taught me over and over again. You give something to somebody who has lots of time to get it done, more times than not, you're disappointed that they haven't done it. But yet you give something to a busy person, and they seem to get it done. Why is this? What makes that happen like that? Well, I have a thought on that, and I'm going to go back to our screen here, and it's not there, but we're going to pull this up. Right in the middle of the pages I sent you, we've all heard some of Newton's laws, but I actually went and researched the actual quote to make sure I have it exactly right. And I actually like the right way it is. It says this. First, the first law of physics states that a body in motion tends to stay in that state of motion unless an external force is applied to it. What that really means is once we get our minds and bodies in motion in the direction that we want to go, it has a tendency to stay going until something else, an external force, applies pressure against it. What we want to be is really crystal clear in the direction we need to go. Like a laser beam, to cut through the distractions, we need to focus our energy. And that really is what the vision boards are about. Focusing our energy, getting our direction clear so we know exactly where we want to go. You know, everybody has the same amount of time in a given day. No one gets any more time. There's no one born with an extra hour a day. Um, you know, now it's true that some of our bodies need more exercise or maybe need more sleep at different times in our life. And I'm not encouraging anybody to sleep 45 minutes a night. I still think you need to get all the rest you need to make sure you have the energy for the next day. But I have found out this, that as you exercise, we sleep less. So as you're thinking about what you need to do, don't forget to have some energy, creating activities in there. But managing all the tasks we have to do. How many of you out there are single and have no responsibility to anybody else? Is there anybody in that group? All you do is focus on you. By the way, if that's you, I'm actually envious because most of us don't have that luxury. See, I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a grandfather, I'm a son. I have an 84-year-old mother and a 90-year-old father. They live separately, thank goodness. That's what's kept them alive all these years. If they were married, they'd have killed each other by now. But I try to be a good son, so I'm having to check on them and help take care of them and watch out for them. So I have, let's see what I had. I had husband, father, grandfather, son. I'm a real estate agent, so that's 5. I'm a real estate manager, that's 6. And my job is to grow the company. So I got 7 jobs there. In my church, I'm in charge of something, so that's 8. I got 8 things that I can think of off the top of my head that I am in charge of and supposed to be doing on any given day. How many of you can think of right now 4 or 5 things? Anybody want to share with me their number of things that they're supposed to do? I know, Eric, you have a newborn, so you have a few things that you have to do, don't you?
So actually, I don't have a newborn, but I have two puppies
Yeah, oh, that's
and
right.
a
You don't have a
wife.
newborn. You just bought a new house. That's right. I got that mistake. You bought a
Yeah.
new house. So are there a few things your wife wants you to do on any given week around the house?
Oh, it's certainly.
Yeah. So you're the handyman.
Yep. Handyman, do-it-yourselfer.
Yeah. It, I'm a slow learner. I have to admit that. I really am. I normally should have come up with some of these things a lot earlier. But after about 20 years of my wife always being mad at me for not getting stuff done around the house, I realized that she doesn't know I have my own list. So I learned to post my list so she can see what I'm working on. Because otherwise she sees me doing stuff and thinks I'm ignoring her and not doing what she wants because she doesn't know I have my own list. And it was really liberating to say, okay, honey, great. I see that. You need to have that done. And I will add it to the list and I will get to it in the order of priority it is. And I always asked her what the priority is, so I know if she has a time frame. Because otherwise, your spouse just always thinks you're not doing what they want you to do. It worked wonderfully for both of us. So just a little hint how to have a happy marriage. 35 years later, we're still ticking and we're still talking. So um, a good thing there. But we all have lots of things we have to do in a day. So how do you get them done? Okay, everyone has the same amount of time, hours and minutes in each day. Everyone. So how do successful people get so much done and in the long run have more money? They have mastered time management, and I think almost harder than time management is learning to delegate. But we'll worry about that for another class. Today we're talking about delegate. You either learn to control your day or your day will control you. Has anybody had a day where you thought, I got to get a few things done, and at the end of the day you got back and said like, oh man, I did a lot of stuff, and then you look at your list and said, but I didn't do any of the things that were actually on my list. Yeah, we've all had that. That is letting your day control you versus you controlling your time. Now, granted, there are moments when that happens. Are moments. There are definitely moments when things take priority and take control of you. Driving down the road, you have a flat tire. I mean, I don't care what else I have to do. I've got to get my car off the side of the road and get the tire fixed, and that's going to change my day. There are truly emergencies, but I bet you more times than not we find out that we let things that we could have actually, as we thought about it, move to a different time on our schedule, take control of our day, and at the end of the day, we don't get done what we need to get done. So I'm going to share with you some thoughts and tools that I've used. By no means do you have to use what I've given you, but I'm giving them to you as a way to kind of work through and do an exercise to see what your time is. Ultimately, what works for you, what works for you. So you're not going to offend me in any way, shape, or form if you don't use what I've sent you and what I'm going to demonstrate that I use here. But let's get into it. I started last week by asking you to come up with your list. The list of things that you do. Okay? And there it is right there. Here's my list. I'm going to pull it up. Things that I do. I just started the list. I'm going to finish it with you guys. So I started a list of things that I do. Okay? And I've listed a number of things here. You'll see I have work things, manager's meeting I do once a week. You know, you got to have a clean car. I have a thing about keeping my shoes polished. Okay? I help out on the laundry, but my biggest thing about laundry is I iron my shirts. Probably that's one reason why I'm still married 35 years later. I iron the shirts, my wife doesn't. In fact, she has me iron her stuff too, because as she'll begrudgingly admit, I'm actually better at it. I got to prospect for new agents for the company. I got to prospect for clients. I have Caravan. A few times a week, I fix the dinner. There's preparing time for like this class. Losing voice connection on the webcam. Can you hear me any better now? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, great. I might have to change my headphones in the future. This one seems to be looking at. Prep time. I try to get 2 1-hour lunches scheduled in the course of a week with agents or people. So I have a lot of things here. You can see that not only have I made my list, and there's some more things I can probably put in there. I was in the process of putting their importance. Okay? So this is going to be a B. Fixing dinner. Well, an hour before dinner, it might be an A, but on the overall scheduling of things, it's a C. Prep time is a B. Let me ask you, A times for me. A times are times that I'm talking to people or creating business. Okay? So if I was showing property this week, that would be an A activity. But would it be more important than, say, prospecting for new clients? What do you think? I've got a buyer. I need to get out there and show that buyer.
Yeah.
They're both A activities. Is that more important than prospecting for the next buyer or seller? Margot says yes. By the way, there's no wrong or right answer on this one, but my personal feeling is it's actually probably right behind this. So I'm going to make this an A1. It's like, it's the most important. This is an A2. Because when I look at my calendar and I look at all the things I have to do, I do the A1s first, and then I do the A2s. And if I have an A3, and then I can go to the Bs, and I can go B1. So this one is an important one. This is where I get a chance to meet agents and see inventory. But that's going to be a B1, where prep time is going to be a B2. Nope, I erased the B. Can't do that. Okay. And is ironing as important as polishing my shoes? Probably not. It's probably not as important as washing my car or actually paying the bills. That's probably going to be a C activity. C activities I can kind of slide in wherever I need to, unless I need to coordinate with somebody else. But you can see how I kind of make my list a priority. And by the way, I got this exercise from Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Successful People. And I used to use for a long time, I used to use the Stephen Covey day timer. And he would tell you to make a list of everything you do each day and prioritize it. In fact, let's go from the things I do. One of the tools I use is I have this daily to-do list. I have some personal things here. I have my personal real estate. I have things I have to do for the company. I told you I'm actually legally the person in charge of my father, so I normally have some things there. This is my doing things around the house list, and this is my anything else I need to put on here. Now, I'm going to transfer from my weekly view some of the things on here, but as I do it, I'm going to prioritize it. But here's what's really the fun thing. I use this to scout out and lay out my week. So one of the things you saw on my list was I have to do my manager's meeting. Well, I do that at 9 a.m. on Monday mornings. So I'm going to do that. And some of my priority times, I'm going to do a fill color. I do that in red. By the way, I sent this to you, and it should open it up in Excel, so you can do the same thing. And I'm going to say, if I could spell, manager's meeting, right there. Okay? And it's on my calendar. And I kind of use different colors to mark out stuff. So, one of the things I said I like to do, I go on the Caravan. I go on the Carlsbad Caravan every, Wednesday. So I'm gonna, let's do this again. Let's drop in the color. And I like things that, make me money to be green. Because green right there shows me that's what I'm supposed to be doing. That's more priority than the Caravan. And I'm going to take everything on this list, pretty much most of them, and find a place for it. Okay? In fact, I'm going to pull up and show you, I'm not going to spend the whole time rebuilding it. This is what my week looks like. Okay? You can see I have twice on there, I have the car wash. Here in San Diego County, I found this great place called Soapy Joe's. For either 15 or 20 or 25 or 30, depending on how much you want done, you can wash your car unlimited times per month. Now, I don't need it every day, but I do like a nice car, a nice clean car. And you can get the vacuum out yourself and vacuum it out. So I go at least twice a week and wash my car. Some of you know, some of you don't. I go to church on Sunday, and I have some planning meetings I have to do before that, and then I attend my meetings, and so that's blocked out. You need to have personal time. I have it on Tuesday afternoons and on Fridays. And again, kind of Sunday's a non-work day. You see, I don't have necessarily anything else out there, but this is specific time I put in there for exercising and doing chores around the house and making sure I take care of the things I need to take care of. You'll see that on Sunday night I do my ironing. Right now I'm doing my training. I reviewed it and got ready, and now I'm doing my training with you guys. And here's when I do my preparing for all my training. I spend time. I really kind of stop as soon as I get done with this class, and I'm on to the next one, reviewing it. But I actually do some of my putting everything together right at this time. I like to do open houses. And so here's my open houses. I do them on Saturday. When I get a listing, if any of you want to do, and you're in the area, you want to do an open house on Sunday for me, just let me know. By the way, I post those on Equity San Diego Agents Facebook page. So if you are not a member of that page yet, find it on Facebook. And any of you that have a listing or anything else you want to share with anybody else, put it on there to help one another get get opportunities to do open houses, or if you're looking for a particular thing. Again, I look at houses during this caravan, so if you're looking for something in the North County area along the coast, hey, send me, hey Ron, have you seen anything like this? And I'll tell you what I've seen. This is another caravan. Every other week I go to the Long Beach. I'm trying to start another office for the company up there. And if not there, then I do one in Oceanside. So I go caravanning there as well. My training. Yep. I'm in training. I do training. I do the Brian Buffini training for managers and for agents. I take the classes together with my wife. Even though I've done this for 31 years, I still need coaching. I still need training. I think I told many of you that I went to a Brian Buffini training the other day. And where is it here? Oh, there it is right there. I got a chance to sit front row center with this guy. Anybody recognize who that is?
Shaq?
Shaq? Nope, not Shaq. A little older. He was a Laker.
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson. That is correct. Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson is a guy that has achieved quite a lot. He won a state championship in high school. He won the national championship in college. He won 5 NBA championships, three professional MVPs, MVP of the finals a few times. A great guy. He shared a lot of what his success was, and the fact is, he said he loves coaching. Here's a guy that was arguably, well, probably not arguably, undoubtedly in the top 5 basketball players of all time. And he said he liked to be coached. He wanted to be coached. He wanted input. He says the great ones always want to be coached. When he retired, he decided he was going to get into business. And what did he do? He went and talked to the top 20 business people he knew. Now, not in the business he wanted to get into, because he didn't really even know what he wanted to do. But he talked to them about what is important. How did they run their days? How did they decide what they're going to be involved in? How did they get good people around him? He was coached, and he's still coached by some of these people. When he and the group went together and decided to buy the Dodgers, he got coaching. He went and talked to the top managers and players and people in baseball and learned what it takes to have a successful franchise. He studied it. He talked to people. He coached. One of his favorite people was his coach, Keith. Don't get old. All of a sudden, things get in your health and out of your head. He's now the general manager for the Miami Heat. Anyways, he still talks with him every week. They still talk every week, and he gets coaching from him. So getting back to where did we start on this? I have this time where Karen's my wife and real estate agent and business partner, we do our training to make sure that we're staying on top of what's going on. I recommend that you put that on your list of things that you do. Right there was meetings with Karen and my training. Pat Riley, there it is. Yeah, I was thinking of somebody else who was the announcer, Keith Erickson. But Pat Riley, thank you, David. It was Pat Riley. Pat Riley and Magic Johnson are still in contact all the time, at least once a week. They talk. That's his coach. He stays in contact with his coach. I recommend that you, not wrong one, that's the sample one. You have some time in there for coaching. Put these on here, okay? And then print this and put this again. It's another thing that goes in front of your desk. Put it on your bathroom mirror. Whatever you need to have it so that you can review what your week looks like. Now you might find you need to change this from time to time. That's okay. It's your schedule. It's not my schedule. It's what has to work for you. And notice there's all sorts of other little times here and there. Notice that most evenings I'm available to show property. Okay? Or I can do it on Saturday morning. Or if we need to, my wife can do the open house and I'll continue to show property Saturday afternoon. Okay? Here's one of the things you have to do. Now let's go through the list. So step one, make a list of all your personal things you have to do. Hopefully you've done that. That's on step one on our outline. These are controllable activities, the ones that you decide when they will be done or regularly scheduled events. These include prospecting time, follow-up time, exercise time, children's sports, cooking dinner, whatever you got to do. Number two, assign the priority. You saw me doing that. I have a priority with all of these. By the way, my thank you notes are very important. They are a B, and then this is going to be a 3 activity there. So you see them. Okay, prospecting maybe 2 or 3 times a day, but it still has a top priority. Put them in there. I do use an ABC and then a numbering after that valuing system. What gives it greater degree of importance? Only you do. You do. I can't tell you what is more important. I tell you in general, an activity that has you face to face with an existing client or a potential client is always more important than anything else, except missing your kid's soccer game. Okay. That is more important than anything else. Okay. But you decide what's the priorities. Number 3, using the week at a glance, lay it out. And this might take you some time to lay it out and rework it and rework it. Kim, I know you're a very busy person with the things, with all the things you're doing, working with Ron, working on the charity events, your church, everything like that. This can take some fine tuning. Keep playing it until it works out. But make sure you have some time off for personal time, downtime, time for me, not meaning you're serving me, your own personal time. You need to have that time. If you don't, you will burn out. No one works 7 days a week. No one. You can do it in the short term, but in the long term, it'll kill you. Some of you have full-time jobs and then you're doing real estate part-time. I got it. That's fine. So you're going to have your daytime job filling in the majority of your middle of the week here, but you're still going to say, okay, 3 nights a week, I do some real estate. So what are you going to do? So in the evening, you're going to expand this and add, make it more 4 blocks with 15, 30, and 45 minutes there. And you're going to put prospecting time, follow-up calls, reviewing your schedule, whatever you're going to do on a weekend. Do you want to do an open house? Schedule it. And we'll talk about in the next week or so how to do open houses, how to find open houses. Put it on your schedule. Keep it. Don't let people throw you off your schedule. Okay, you've got your priority stuff in there. Put your activities in there, number 4, 3, and 4. 5, notice all the time left over. We talked about that. That's where you schedule showings, listing appointments, going out to dinner, whatever else you want to do. Okay, your kids say, hey, Dad, we want to go to the zoo. Okay, look at your schedule and say, when can I go to the zoo? Okay, I can go to the zoo. We can do it Sunday afternoon. Okay, after we do church. I can do it Friday. Okay, since I got personal time, I might be able to take it and make it the whole day Friday, because if you've ever walked San Diego Zoo, you're going to walk about 7 to 10 miles, all uphill. I don't know how that turns out that way, but it's always all uphill. If you've been to San Diego Zoo, you know it's built on a hillside. Okay, anybody want to do some exercise? Go to Disneyland for a day. The average person walks 10 miles at Disneyland. And just to see if that's true, the last time I went, I opened up my fitness app on my phone, stuck it in my pocket, and kept it with me the whole day. As we were going back to the car, we had walked at that point 9.9 miles. But by the time I got off the tram and walked to my car, I had done 10 miles, which, by the way, equals between 900 and 950 calories. So don't worry about all the extra food you're eating while you're at Disneyland. You're going to walk it off. That's in your open time is where you put all your other activities. And the key to all of this is absolutely staying on track. Let Under number 5, most time left over. And then on the last page, the real key is to remain true to your schedule. You will be tempted to schedule showings during prospecting time or other times that you have a key activity scheduled. Okay? Now, sometimes I may have a client that's coming in from out of town. They're going to be here Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They're here 3 days to look at houses, and they're going to buy a house. Well, am I going to sit there and say, like, oh, can't do Friday. I've got my personal time there. No, I'm going to do an adjustment. But you know what? While I might put in prospecting and all these time, working with the client here, I may have to miss some church. I do that from time to time if that's what it calls for. I'm going to adjust it and put these things in another spot. This open house is still going to happen. So I may have to have one of you do the open house for my client because I need to have that happen. You know, I put in here every day, I write thank you notes. I try to write 2 notes to everybody, to people every day. Right now I'm doing my training class. So this is actually going to shift down to after the training. I didn't get a chance to do it before. It's going to go in here. If I do have to move something, I treat it as if it's an appointment with somebody because it is. Okay? Client prospecting. Who's that an appointment with? How about my future client? I'm prospecting for more clients so that I have showing moments here. See, I can't have any showings if I don't have clients. I can't have listing appointments without clients. So it starts with that. Keep your honor to yourself. And then don't forget to schedule time to grow in your personal and professional life. You should be reading 1 book to escape the world. Whatever book you want. Okay? I like Stuart Woods. I like W.E.B. Griffin. I like James Patterson's. You know, I got a number of authors I like to read. Got to do something because your mind needs downtime away from everything else. Okay? I'm watching the Olympics right now. Why? I like the Olympics. I like the sports. I like to learn about what all these people do. That's my downtime. But also have a self-help professional book. You should have something that you're reading to make you a better person, to expand your time, to expand your thoughts, to expand who you are. It's always important. Okay, so I've shared with you, I go to church. I do spend every day some time in the scriptures to read a little bit more, and I take it and I internalize it and try to make me a better person because of it. Now, I'm not saying any of you have to do that. If you choose to do some time there, that's a great place. But besides that, I also spend some time. I got my training time here, and I also got John Maxwell. He writes the books on leadership and self-development and self-improvement. I read some of his things. Have any of you ever read a great book that helped you on a few things? I heard one about the other day. It was called The Four Promises, I think it was. Or The Four Commitments. I got to find it again. I got to look that one up. That's a great one. If you want to be a better salesperson, can I tell you? The greatest salesman in Babylon, by Og Mandino, was fantastic. It was life-changing. The Four Agreements. There you are. Thank you, David. The Four Agreements. Yes. The Four Agreements. That's a great one to read. It makes you rethink about how you interact with other people, the agreements that we have with other people in society, and how you work within that realm. Great books. These are books that all of us should be reading and thinking about to become better people. Take time for yourself. Any thoughts on any of this? Any questions about any of this? We've kind of gone through it all, but I had a math teacher that used to say after he got done explaining how to do a problem, he'd say, any questions, concerns, arguments, or complaints? Name the Facebook group again. Okay, it is Equity California Agents. In fact, I'm going to stop doing that. And the screen went blank for a minute. I'm going to go see if I can find it for you. Equity San Diego Agents Facebook. All right. Go on. Where is it here? I'll find it and I'll email it out to everybody. I'll make sure everybody has it. Normally have these things ready. Let me go on to, well here, let me go to here real quick to my Facebook. Get the page back now. But you know that each of you can have 2 Facebook pages, or actually can have unlimited as long as they're businesses. So here's my personal one here, and I keep all these different friends and everything like that. And here's Equity California Real Estate. And then I've got, here's this group. Equity California Real Estate / Pacific Coast. Is that the one? No, that's the one I manage right there. Sorry. That's my Facebook page for my branch, but let's see what's this one is.
Yeah.
It's thinking. My computer's running a little slow today. Nope, that's not California page. I'll find it. I'm sorry. David, yeah, I had you sign up for it. Didn't you sign on to it? A few of you have signed on to it. But I'll find it and I'll send it to everybody. Okay. And I need to post things there. The thing you need to do with the Facebook page, and I'm jumping ahead from a class, but if you have your personal one, you can go in and set up another one for your business. And that's where you separate, things about your kids from things about your business. Okay. So on this one, you can see, we just had my 40th high school reunion, and my friend Nancy posted a bunch of stuff on there, and there's a bunch of stuff from there. But in this one, all my postings here are about real estate. You can see I find out information. I find articles and I post them there. What I do is I get everybody on the other Facebook page to like this one. So now they're getting both feeds, but they're going for business to this feed. This is where they're always going to see, business tips. This is a way that I'm doing prospecting. Okay. Why agents will never find themselves out of a job. Great advice that, you should never buy or sell a house without an agent. Okay. All sorts of stuff I put in here. So, we'll have that class, when we get to, there you go. Should be seeing me again. When we get to social media, we're going to have that going on. Okay. Any other questions that I have from anybody? Yes, Equity Real Estate San Diego Agents. That was it. Did you find it, David? David must have found it. But I will send that out to everybody. Anybody have any other thoughts or concerns or questions, complaints? Anything you want to talk about? I'm all ears. I'm here for you. See, when you guys don't ask questions, I go through my material way too fast. don't get old. The other thing you have to do is wear reading glasses to read the fine print on your computer screen. So. Well, if we're not having anything else, I'm not going to have you sit around for nothing. So, homework for next week. If you haven't started, be sure you're working on your list of your database, because we're going to talk about what you're going to be doing with that database, with that list of people. So make sure you're putting that list together. Try to get no more than 300. Try to get to 100 people that you know. Go to Facebook. Go to your phone. Find people that if you called them and they'd know who it is, those are people you put on there. You put on your chiropractor. Put on your auto mechanic. Your dog groomer. If you have a dog. If you don't have a dog, then don't put them on there. Whatever your hobby is, people from the gym, people from church, people in your neighborhood, past clients, potential clients that everybody goes on this list. And on this list is email address, phone number, a physical address so that you can mail stuff to them, because every now and then you're going to do that as well. Okay? So that's what we're going to be working on, because then we're going to talk about what we do with that database, how we feed the database and get more and more people on there, all sorts of things about our sphere of influence, and we're going to start talking about prospecting. So basically, the last 2 weeks, we've laid the foundation. We figured out where you want to go in your business. We've scheduled your time to work in your business and take care of everything else you need to do. So now we have your vision and your schedule. Now we're going to tell you what to do in your schedule. When it says prospecting time, what are you actually doing? When you do an open house, how do you do an open house? It sounds like it should be simple. We've all done open houses, but I'm going to give you some things to do that a lot of people don't do that make an open house more successful. You do these things, the open house will bring you the results you're looking for. Okay? So, with that, if there's nothing else from anybody, we're going to sign off for the week. Cindy, got anything?
Me?
Yeah, well, I saw you come up talking. You just were making a noise, and it said you was you. But do you have any questions, Cindy?
Oh, sorry. No.
Okay. Glad to have you on board, Cindy. I was glad to see that you're on there. And
I saw I missed it last week. I didn't realize I got that email until after it was already said and done, so I missed out on it.
That's okay. But I should have sent you, or Diane's going to send you. When I get done, I will send you the link to the YouTube so you can see last week's class. Okay?
Great. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Did anybody else not get last week's class sent to them? I sent it to your branch managers, and then those that are in my branches, I sent it to you directly. So everybody should have had it or have an ability to get it. But if not, just let me know, and I will send it to them. Okay. I got the link, but it wasn't forwarded. Okay, I will send it. David, tell me who you need me to send it to, and I will send it to him from here. Okay, see if you can make it work. Again, just let me know. I will also be converting this class into a file and posting it next year too on Facebook. I mean, not on Facebook, on YouTube, so you can review this class as well. Any questions? Give me a call. I'm always here, always anxious to help. Glad to see you guys are here. I hope this is helping you, and let's have a lot of success as we go forward. Okay, that's it, unless anybody has anything else.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Have a great night. Enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.
Thank you.